They made a true art form out of mourning. Yes, there were lots of mourning customs that were ongoing for centuries before that, but the Victorians just took it through the roof. Take Queen Victoria. She carried a picture of Albert wherever she went. It had a lock of his hair in it. It rested on the pillow next to hers, wherever she slept. And for 40 years, wherever she was in residence, his complete toilet had to be set up as if he were going to go and shave and wash. That's very extreme.
Yeah, and I'm not advocating for the Victorian way of mourning. It was extremely time-consuming, and it was overwhelming. It was suffocating. Women were not even supposed to reflect light. So when a woman was wearing first mourning bombazine crepe, it was a fabric that was so heavy and dark, even light didn't bounce off it. And the jewelry that they were wearing has a matte finish. There was no sparkling, there was no light. When a woman lost her husband, when a woman lost her children, when there was a death in the family and a woman was involved, she was covered head to toe as a just sort of well of despair and darkness.
Well, let's face it. In the Victorian era, there were certainly more don'ts than there were do's.
And
you were told exactly what not to do most of the time, and so it obviously applied to the mourning rituals, but women got the brunt of it.
Yeah.
You know, the man would walk away with a piece of jewelry or maybe a black armband.
An armband.
Where he didn't have to succumb to this whole step down dressing from black to gray to purple to lavender. You know, they had the easy way out. It was all about the women. And I think that the children too, to a certain extent.
Since there was so much mortality in the 19th century, women were basically in mourning perpetually, depending on their lot in life. Mourning took up a good amount of a woman's entire lifetime.
So it went beyond just the immediate family. So it would extend to your aunt, your uncle, your cousin, and it just came all down on you.
Exactly, but aren't we lucky that they mourned with hair work?
That era in particular made hair work very visible. What was in the previous century or centuries of wearing Stuart crystals or wearing Georgian rings, now you had the hair work, you had the presentations that were being done in shadow boxes and under domes, so it became much more public than it was so personal. They just made it known, whether it was mourning or whether it was family pieces, and letting everyone who came in know that you honored the family by making this wreath.